I'm a pit bull, and I approve this message.
Conversations with a Pit Bull. My name's Brett.
Hi. Hey, hello. How are you? Welcome to another episode of Conversations with a Pit Bull Live. And I'm Foster Quarter, and our engineer sitting over there. Chris is in the house. And Danny Mason is probably going to be walking in the door any minute now, unless he's on a job. I haven't heard from him today. So, welcome to another episode, guys. I want to get right off. I want to talk about, well, first of all, today we're going to have Joe the Trainer from One Pet for One Vet. And this guy I love because being a Vietnam vet myself, I'm, particularly sensitive to, soldiers and war and all of that. And what Joe does and his organization and all of his people, they rescue dogs. And, we are the rescue for the rescues, right? So we love all the rescues, and we try to give press, and we try to give support and help. And besides adopting dogs and, all of that, the rescues, that's my heart. That's why I started this thing, is the rescues don't get any credit. The big organizations get the $20 a month donations for life, and all of the people, when they die, they give them all their money and everything. But these small rescues in your community around the country, and actually around the world, they don't get the big donations, and they're working from love, man. You have people who are working jobs. He's working a job. She's running a rescue. She's working a job. He's running a rescue. And they have 2 kids, and they go into the shelter at night adopting dogs, or in the evening they'll go and adopt 2 dogs, feed the kids, take the dogs to the vet, take the kids to the vet, train the dogs, train the kids, raise the kids, and then give the dogs a new home. Just give it away after putting in all that work, man. That's true love, Probably sometimes they wish they could get a kid's way, but that's another story, right? And so besides that work, what Joe and his guys do is they take these dogs and they match dogs with veterans. So when you're talking about guys with coming back from war with all kinds of issues and stuff, I still got issues from the war. And it ain't funny, but I tried to deal with mine, but I don't think I did I, Chris? I still got issues. So anyway, maybe I need a dog. I got a dog. So anyway, we're going to talk to Joe, and, it's going to be a good time. And we'll have Paula and the regular thing. So right off the bat, I want to talk about Snood. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. Hey, is Fred there? Okay. Snood, I think you got a picture of Snood. It's this bear in Germany, man, in Berlin. What the hell is that thing? I think he's in Berlin. I had some notes, but you guys know me and notes. I don't pay attention. Well, this dog, man, it's such a shame. This dog. And now you guys are saying, well, why is he talking about a bear? And this, weird dog show and everything. But, cruelty is cruelty. and there's a bear named Snood, and my German isn't that great, as you know. And they've had this bear in this confinement. It's not even a zoo, man. It's a small enclosure, and it's getting smaller and smaller, and it's all concrete, and it's abuse, man. It's just like the same thing that they do to the elephants in the zoo, and the racing dogs, and it's just torture, and it's a zoo. But so our friends in Germany, they have a website, and you guys can go. It's Freedom for Snoot, and you guys can go to it, and that's spelled SCHNUTE, Snoot, I think is how you pronounce that. Freedom for Snoot on Facebook. He's got the Facebook page, and they're trying to raise money and just get world attention and people to know about this, because the enclosure, they keep cutting off more and more of his space, and he had a mate some years ago, and his mate died. So I'll be talking about that for the next couple of weeks, because I just want everybody to support them in some kind of way. Just go on to Facebook, go to Freedom for SCHNUTE, Snood. And I'm going to try to get those guys on next week, because, it's middle of the night in Germany and everything. So enough said about that. There's the other thing that I wanted to say was that there's this idiot, real stupid idiot guy, and we're going to give his name out, Larry Wallace. Larry Wallace was arrested in DeSoto County, and he's in jail, thank God. Old boy is going to be doing some time. He set his dog on fire, man. He set the dog on fire, and the dog's still alive, but, it's just horrible. And you can go to the Breeder X group. That's right. I got to tell you about that. We have the Breeder X support group, and we started that 3 days ago, and we got about almost 3,500 people. So if you're not part of the Breeder X support group on Facebook, please go to it and, become a member, join in, because we got big plans. Breeder X, as you know, is... that's our project of love, and we shot it, and we're trying to plan a premiere for it, but it is the best thing that I could do to help in what I do. It's education through entertainment. So I'll talk more about that, as you guys know. But Breeder X support group, go to it, and I'll get back to it. So that's about all at the top. So let's get Fred Kray in here.
I'm waiting.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going, man?
Hey, I can't complain. It doesn't do any good. Top of the morning to you. Here's top of your pit bull.
Yeah, well, I wanted to ask you if you wanted to be on my show week after next to talk about Breeder X.
I think I can clear my schedule for that. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, I want to get it rolling, man.
That's right. Well, right now, tentatively, I'll know tomorrow, but I wanted to announce a Memorial Day premiere, and I was going to set up the event page, and I got this idea, Fred. What I want to do is I want to put the event up, get all the groups around the world, all the dog groups in Germany, the UK, Scandinavia, Indonesia.
And Snoop, too, if you can watch.
Snoop Dogg?
No, Snoot.
Snoot. Oh, yes, Snoot. Well,
yes.
I'll have our people take, somebody take their phone over there so he can watch it, That's a horrible case, man. But
it is.
Yeah,
it is.
It's just horrible, man. I mean, a bear, and I forgot.
I mean, here in the United States, we've had situations like this where they had a tiger called Tony the Tiger at a bus, at some kind of small park.
Uh-huh.
And they were sued about, letting him loose. At least we have a legal system where that can happen.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what they do in Germany.
In Germany, it's scary, because and the city has the nerve to be saying that they don't have any money. I mean, that's amazing. The city doesn't have money and this is a bear. It's not like, the bear just dropped there, a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months. The bear's been there for 20 years, man. You know, and I know he's
Yeah.
got, yeah, and he's probably got all kinds of
It's
psychological
time to send
issues.
him to sanctuary, man.
It's totally, man. I mean, if you can't afford the bear, you know, give him to some place that, you know, at least he could have a decent life. So, but what I was going to say is, Fred, this is what I'm contemplating, and everybody out there, you guys can, you know, give me a pin. What I want to do, because all of the groups and different people have been coming on, I got to really thank everybody for the love that they've been showing us, you know. But I had this
You're
idea.
a loving guy. You're a loving guy, Foster.
Yeah, well, I wish I could find a female that thought that. You know? Yeah. Anyway, I was thinking, Fred, that we launch on Memorial Day because that's a good time to, you know, reflect on all the dogs that's been abused, all the animals, period, that's been abused. Dogs, horses, you know, you name it, man. You know, the animal abuse around the world is ridiculous. But because this is the first drama series with an animal abuse undertone, we launch on Memorial Day and have a campaign to get 1 million views in 1 week, you know, so that, you know, it would be a statement to the world, to the media, to pay attention because we want to change the way people, you know, look at animal abuse and the way that the media treats it and the way that the laws, you know, who am I talking to, you know? Talking to you, I mean, that's preaching to the choir if ever was.
Yes.
So, but that's my thinking, you know. So, you know, we'll see. I'll figure it out by tomorrow if I'm going to be able to do it. You know, what we need is PR. So if there are any animal-loving PR people who understand the plight of abuse around the world, and it's, I mean, man, since I started this thing, some people in different countries have been contacting me with stuff, and it, you know, sometimes it just make you want to cry, man. Some way some of these idiots, like the guys in China, man. You know, it was a dog walking down the street, and like 8 guys just start beating this dog, and they literally over 10 minutes just beat this dog to death with a bunch of sticks and stuff, and nobody cared. Nobody. It was like the people were just, it was just another day at the beach. And, you know, just some of this
Well,
stuff.
you know, in China, they eat dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see,
So
that's,
there's a whole different culture. There's a whole different culture about dogs there. Although when I was in China, I did see some very well-groomed dogs walking off leash. Not many. I mean, while the whole time we were there, we probably saw 10.
wow.
But I know that when they had the Beijing Olympics,
Yeah.
they outlawed anybody who could serve dog to eat so that the tourists wouldn't be upset about it.
Really?
And of course, as soon as the Olympics leaves, it all goes back to normal.
Right. And probably during the Olympics, a lot of those people were eating those doggy burgers, you know, at that McDougal's.
They didn't even know it.
Yeah. Hey, Daniel Mason is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I told you he was coming. It's just the traffic in L.A., man. You know, it's either an earthquake or, you know, a flood or too much sunshine, and everybody's driven to the beach. You know. So the point that I was going to make was, the Breeder X. It's just so much abuse, man, and we gotta make a world stand. That's what I'm trying to organize, Fred. Is if we can get the world to move as one, because the whole concept behind Breeder X is this: the world, all over the world, Hollywood exports its media all over the world. Everybody in every country sits and watches the media that comes out of Hollywood. It's entertainment, and they sit there and get brainwashed. So our concept is use the entertainment to educate people. And with Breeder X, we can get it where all the talk shows are talking about it besides ours, and the news stations and the water cooler at work, and animal abuse becomes part of pop culture. It has its 15 minutes in the sun. So if we can get a product.
This is your chance to get Oprah.
Hey man, where is Oprah at? Chris, did she answer your call?
I heard that she was over at Danny's house, and that's why he's late.
Oh, that's what it was. The limo, huh? It was the limo driver. I know you know what? I was wondering why he didn't answer that text, and then I heard something on the voicemail. Stedman. I was like, wait, I gotta go. Is that Stedman?
Look at that smile.
Yeah.
He knows what happened.
Yeah. And wait a minute, but Chris, I asked you, get Oprah. Oprah didn't call back. Bill Cosby, Jamie Foxx. I can't believe this. And Justin Timberlake, I know he is at the airport. He's still in customs. That boy got problems, but he's a pit bull guy, And I mean, tell you what, I'm disappointed, man. We know Oprah again, no Bill Cosby. This world is just cold-blooded. Now, you said Ellen.
Danny's got to use his connections with Oprah.
Yeah, you swore you could get Ellen, though. You saw it. Ellen DeGeneres. You told me that, Chris. You said, no, my boy knows her because, the guy that drives her over at the station. That's a lie. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsor.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pit Bull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
Hi. All right. So Fred, tell us what's going on out there, man, in the world legally.
Well, what's going on is Sioux City, Iowa, has a pit bull ban, but they're going to allow pit bulls in the city for vet care and for rescue. Australia has spent over $100,000 defending their classifications of pit bulls that were erroneous. There were 18 pit bulls rescued in a fighting ring this week.
Hi.
And you'll be happy to know, Foster, that there's a 2015 modeling call for men for a calendar. So you need to get you need to get into that for sure.
Hey, no, I think we want to do the double, me and Danny together. Back to back.
You need a large format camera for that.
Exactly. Yeah, they have to get out the IMAX lens and stuff. It'll be great.
The study came out that showed that small dogs are less well trained and more aggressive than regular sized dogs.
Oh, really?
Shocker. And there was an article written about aggression in multi-dog households. But I think we had a guy named David Grimm on our show this week.
Uh-huh.
And he was a very interesting guest. He wrote a book called Citizen Canine, which chronicles how dogs domesticated from wolves, but brings up a lot of interesting questions about, for example, when Leona Helmsley willed her estate to her dog,
right?
Did her dog have the right to inherit? If somebody says, when I die, I want my dog euthanized so he's not properly taken care of, is that legal? And basically talking about how in the last 10 years, dogs have become much more of a part of our lives than they have in the previous 30. And of course, his book also has about 20 or 30 pages about what's happened with the pit bull and the demonization and the media. And, it's a great book, very not light reading at all, but very educational and thorough. But I guess the question everybody has is why all of a sudden are dogs much more of a part of our family, so to speak, than they were before? And I think everyone pretty much agrees that it's because of the urbanization of society, the internet making it, a lot less, a lot more easier to sort of cut the world off and text and email and all that other stuff. And so the only kind of human interaction that you have on a regular basis is a dog.
Right.
And he then traces the legal status of dogs from back in the day until now, where now the law says they're property, but if one gets killed, the owners can get emotional damages in some states for that. And again, we went over the hypocrisy of the JAVMA, on the one hand saying treat your dog as family, and on the other hand saying, but if it dies, we're only paying you $25. So what are your thoughts about why dogs have become so strongly a part of the family in the last 10 years, Foster?
I think because people have become more aware, and
maybe they're cheaper to keep than a wife or a husband, especially around the holidays.
Yeah, I think it's just it's kind of like evolution, man. I think it's just like, technology, the way that kids have changed now. Before, years ago, kids, you couldn't get a kid to want to be on a typewriter. But now, with the evolution of technology, a kid would sit at a keyboard, they use their phone and thumb type,
Yeah, I think dogs, they just have they have that capacity that I think at its root, is what humans are searching for, is just some love, and the fact that the majority of them will just love you unconditionally when people might not, despite your circumstances and stuff,
Right.
It's like, I think that maybe that has something
it does.
to do with
but
it as well,
But the evolutional part, because it wasn't like that 30 years ago. It wasn't like that 20, like he was saying, in the last 10 years. So I think because of just man has just gotten more intelligent. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you think, Fred?
Dinner scraps have gotten a little bit better too, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I also think that there's a part of it that we've become separate from nature. And we live in the house. If you live in New York City, there is no nature. I think dogs and animals bring us back to that natural side of life that we're missing in today's technological society. When I go out to dinner, I see couples, they're eating and they have their phones right there, and they're watching them, and people are breaking up by text. They're emailing each other to break up. It just seems like face-to-face communication has become less the style of how to communicate. And I think dogs, when you're with them, you're with them. It's very, I tell you, you can't be on your iPod when your dog's around.
Yeah, that's the truth.
They're right there, and they want to be with you now. And I think that's something that we're missing as a society.
Yeah, it's a trip when you see those dogs, like you were talking about, those 18 dogs. I think they were out in New Jersey, right? Those pit bulls that they found, Fred. And you hear some of the descriptions of how they were acting, once they got out of those deplorable conditions, and they're still dogs. They're still just happy to be wherever it is that they are, and to love some other people. So it's it's just wonderful lessons you can get from dogs.
That's right. So, and now on the on that dog tip, let's bring. Hey, is Joe? Joe, can we do the double Skype and have Fred bring Joe? Is he on? Or did he call? Or you need? Yeah, because I want to get this started with We got one pet for one vet
Oh, nice.
on there. Yeah, and this organization, man, they're in Chicago. What they doing? They place dogs. They get pit bulls, and I imagine all kinds of dogs. But we got, you know, plenty of pictures of pit bulls. But I'm sure Joe is, you know, taking all kinds of dogs. But they take dogs and put them with veterans that, you know, have suffering from post-traumatic stress and all kinds of other stuff. Just, you know, the whole, you know, coming home from war thing. It's like, it's so many issues. I don't want to just say post-traumatic stress, and because Joe would tell us all about that, but that's a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, just lonely, man. I mean, you know.
I'm sure they identify with each other on a whole different
That's
level,
exactly
like
it.
just
That's
people that are
exactly
just ingrained with that service.
That's right.
Service capacity. You know, I'm sure they will find wonderful bonds and stuff with each other.
Yeah, exactly. And the way that they do it, you know, is, you know, you don't just go and get a dog from the shelter. And I love the way that Joe said it. He says the dog picks the vet. The vet don't pick the dog. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Hey, Joe? Is he there?
Hey, how are you, gentlemen?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Very fine yourself.
Good.
Thank you for having us on the show today.
Oh, man. Hey, man, thanks for coming. You know, around here it gets crazy. Danny was late, so, you know, I couldn't start the show really without him, so pardon us for just getting here. I wanted to get you in about 5 minutes earlier or something. But, so, Joe, meet Danny.
Hey, what's happening, Joe?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Who's that you got with you?
This is CT.
Hey.
This is one of our therapy dogs in training right now.
Nice.
Needless to say, we rescued him at CCAC. He was 6 weeks, and he was going to be put down. And needless to say, our head trainer, the dog father, rescued him. There he is. And
Yeah.
He's sneaking, telling me he can slide over there. It's all right. We don't. You know, we're friendly. We're friendly. There you go. Hey, man.
Nice.
You know, so
what's going on, guys?
you guys got it, man. So tell us right off the bat. Tell us, is Fred still with us? Oh, okay. Fred's not with. Fred, come back afterwards. Tell everybody what you guys do, Joe.
All right. Well, we have two great organizations underneath this roof right now here, to be honest with you, Foster. One is GetYourDogOn.com, which is our training company, which trains our that one dog that seemed to be euthanized.
Hey,
and,
Joe, that's
really
I'm sorry,
for
Joe.
rescues also.
I'm sorry, just for
Also-
a second. I gotta tell you, that's what my wife says when I come home sometimes. It's like, so I was just, that's funny. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Those home training spouse programs do cost you an arm and a leg, which I'm sure you've already found out.
Yes, exactly. So go ahead, get your dog on. Everybody remember that. GetYourDogOn.com. That's a great name, man. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And as you can see here, we went ahead and put the sites up here behind us.
Yes.
But what it is it's our training company. And what it does is it, fulfills all those services that really is the backbone of what One Pet, One Vet is. These dogs are, deemed to be euthanized and, literally are there, waiting in line to be put to sleep. And needless to say, the dog father goes down there and does the evaluations, pulls them, and not only rescues them, but retrains them, redisciplines, and rehomes them with our veterans who, I guess you could say, have the same connotation, and that's what One Pet, One Vet comes into play. Mm-hmm. It's that one dog that seemed to be euthanized paired with that one veteran that has lost all hope, and simply pairing both together, allowing them to start a new chapter in life, and it's really something special.
Really, how long have you been doing this?
We've been doing it for about 2 years, about 5 veterans and 5 dogs a month that we do. Matter of fact, we just started our new April fundraiser. Our goal is 5 dogs. We're actually up to 15?
Roughly
about 15 right now. But we work with some of the top rescues from Almost Home. But that gives us the platform to be able to pull the dogs and able to link them up with the veterans.
What type of?
Because
I'm sorry,
let's
Joe.
face the facts here. Our veterans are coming home these days, and I'm the veteran side of things, and the dog father is obviously on the dog side of things.
And also, just real quick, while I have a moment, one of the side effects of what Joe goes through is not being able to limit what he says he will ramble on. So,
Oh, wait a minute.
interrupt.
Hey, you
Wait a
you
minute.
want to have a radio show? We'd love to have you.
Exactly. Wait a minute. We resemble that remark. so wait a minute, Joe. You a veteran?
I am not, no, but I am a certified civilian
Okay.
who's gone through what is considered the toughest of tough civilian programs administered by Joe and his fellow ranger here. That's why I
Okay.
look tattered and battered.
Oh yeah, man. But you know, hey.
What are some of the? I know that there's dealing with getting dogs up to the status where they can be therapy dogs and whatnot is a task in and of itself. But what are some of the unique things that you guys deal with trying to get these dogs to a point where they can deal with some of the veterans issues, like issues that are unique to veterans that regular your average everyday Joe wouldn't be dealing with?
All right, well, for example, the dog has a brain just like a human does, so it's going to be susceptible to anxieties, fears, and phobias, also post-traumatic symptoms as well. Some of these dogs come from abused homes, neglect. Some of them are used as bait, fighting, just pure abandonment and under-socialization. So when you have a young puppy like CT here, who was being owner relinquished at a local city pound CACC at the young age of 7 weeks old, as I was just walking in the door.
Wow.
I'm not having that kind of stuff. This dog right here would have acquired parvo and a bunch of other illnesses at that facility, and would have probably been deemed sick, then euthanized at 7 to 8 weeks of age. So right there and then, I made the decision to take this dog before it had any of those mental ramifications take place to it. So getting them young and certifying them, getting them trained is what helps them become what they are. For the dogs that we run into that have problems, we do the same thing for every dog that comes through here. We care for it mentally, provide physical outlets, build a routine and structure. That, once that's in place, will provide some sort of routine for the veteran if and when matched.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you guys, because Joe, I think you alluded to this a little bit, so I wanted to go, what's the process? How do you find a vet that needs a dog?
Well, to be honest with you, Foster, coming from the background, of having been in special operations for 4 years and having the platform to be able to say, hey, the connotation of being, in special operations, being an Army Ranger and, having done, numerous tours over in Operation Enduring Freedom and things of that nature, you know what? Hey, things aren't okay when you come home. And being able to speak upon that and leading the way for other veterans to say, hey, you know what, let's go ahead and put that, that cockiness down, or that, I don't need any help, and then resorting to coping mechanisms when, the unconditional love of a dog is what literally, Foster, saved my life. And that's something that takes not any courage or anything to come out and say, because I know that it'll help that one person that's lost all hope. And to be able to reach out and say, hey, this may not be the program that'll work for them, but coming to our center and finding out about the other programs that will help. But, nothing helps but coming up and getting redisciplined as far as picking up some good old, feces and getting that discipline back.
Hey,
So
that's right. We can relate to that. But you guys are giving me post-traumatic stress because tilt your camera down so I can see the dog. I got too much headroom, man. I'm sorry. It's the cinematography. There you go. A little bit more.
Do you guys find that
I want to see the dog. Yeah, there you go. You two dogs are all right, but I like the four-legged guys too. There you go. That's perfect, man.
Do you guys find any differences with dealing with pit bulls as it relates to placing them with vets? Like, they seem like, that's the American dog. When we think of our soldiers and people out there fighting for our country, it's like there may be some similarity there. Do you find that pit bulls are kind of a good match for our veterans specifically?
Absolutely. What you had asked earlier, to end off that trailed off question Joe was trying to answer about where we get our vets, which through the VA, Veteran Association.
Okay.
And going back, 80-something plus years, pit bulls were America's #1 dog.
That's right.
And
that's right.
they're the nanny dog. So it's taken a little bit of history, putting it with a little bit of American history with our vets. Both have served our country at one point or another, and some still currently do. So that's one facet of why we chose the pit bull. the misunderstood reputation that a pit bull has is pretty similar to the misunderstanding that a veteran goes through coming home.
Yeah.
Unless you are a vet yourself and have gone through the same things that that veteran's gone through, you're not going to have any empathy or even the slight bit of understanding.
Yeah.
Dogs in fashion cannot communicate. That's where I come in. I am the dog father who is bridging the gap between dog communication and veteran associations.
That's wonderful.
Hey,
I mean,
man,
I think just dealing with those stigmas is just such a big thing. And if you
right.
have most people, like, when they see a soldier, even if they're not in uniform, but they carry themselves a certain way,
Right.
and they command respect. And I think having a dog next to you, like, maybe some of that will rub off and people stop hating on these dogs
Right.
if they see them getting
Well,
palling around with some serious
That's
soldiers.
right.
You
And
know?
and just imagine, having a uniform and a dog. That's like chick action.
Man,
that's
take
like
it right down to
that's
the
like
beach.
picking up girls, because it's like going to the park with a puppy. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, here in California, you go to the beach with a puppy, man, it's on. So you know what? One thing that I wanted to say to you guys was about the what you were saying, like the pit bulls and the nanny dog. Hopefully, after we get the Breeder X, I'm sorry, our engineer is saying I'm speaking outside. After we get Breeder X on, I'm like 3/4 of the way through, the Sergeant Stubby story, and that was the, pit bull that was in war, as you guys know, and
Joe, did you guys have any dogs out there? Like, I mean, I don't know, like, what the extent of, like, what you can talk about or whatever, but did you either encounter dogs that were in service with you or actually find dogs out there that, you guys made friends with?
Right, and that's one thing that is extremely overlooked here, not only in this industry, but what we do, here, at this great facility, and that's the simple fact that the dogs that that we use overseas, that become our brothers and our sisters, unfortunately they don't get to come home. It's one of the sad facts, reality, but it's one thing to where we're able to house the dogs and retrain them and do what this man does, and able to pair them up. But you know what? These dogs are fighting for the same cause in which we are, as far as the veterans. We're allowing them to live their American dream, if you will, as far as what their forefathers and their brothers and sisters in the dog world fought and sacrificed for them to be here to have a second chance at life too as well.
right. So wait a minute, Joe,
that's how
are you
we
saying,
like to look at it.
Yeah, are you saying that the dogs that leave here and go to Iraq and places like you did when right after 9/11, those dogs don't come back?
A lot of them can't come back just because there's no differential between PTSD and a dog and, simply being trained to kill, plain and simple.
Wow.
I mean, they're the
never
first
knew
ones
that.
in the door, and being able to bring that and break that habit of being over there for years and years and years is something that, he can tell you, from his professional experience. It's just.
Yeah, it would take a lot of retraining to get that dog to even be acclimated back into pet life.
Wow.
It would require a specific handler. Even for canine work for police service is a different sort of operation.
So when we have a dog in the military, like you see the dogs that the soldiers have strapped to their chest and they jump out of planes and stuff, those dogs, when they leave here and they go over there, that's kind of probably what you did, Joe. So those dogs stay there until they die.
Well, they stay there until the mission is complete. We don't like to use the word die because once again they become a part of our brotherhood and sisterhood that we have over there. But special operations, once again, it's all about our fallen comrades, and that's what this is all about. That's why we call ourselves the special operations of the dog industry.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We've been able to see some stories lately in the news where they're beginning to create some memorials around the country honoring service dogs, not only in the military but dogs that deal with the fire and rescue and whatnot. I just think that's kind of awesome. Have you guys had a chance to see any of those stories or have anything to say about that?
On the Facebook threads, yes, I've seen a few of those get posted around.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been a part of numerous opportunities as far as being able to get exactly what you gentlemen had just said out to the public and, being a part of those organizations too as well.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'd like to mention is we have always ongoing development implementation of new programs. The fundraiser Joe was mentioning is called 24K by May. It's an annual program. It starts in October of this year. Our last one is our first annual is just coming up to an end on May 31st. So if you guys can help blast out our 24K by May, that would be awesome.
Hey man,
what is it? Can you tell us a little bit about what it is?
Well, it's basically a fundraising organization or fundraising event that we hold for our organization to help generate funding for our dogs that we take in. Also for our Dog On Academy, it provides training materials and housing for the dogs, food, medical needs. It's basically a fundraiser to cover our all-in-one expense.
But first and foremost, we don't want to leave the veterans with any type of overhead whenever they leave this facility.
Right.
You know, whenever they leave with the dog, we want to, you know, they leave with a year's worth of, you know, food, medical, and, you know, all the above.
Right.
And that's why we need your donations to keep up, you know, that, you know, our life-saving work here, and, you know, of course, which everybody, you know, that's in tune does as well.
Right.
But I mean, that's the harsh reality is that, you know, if you leave a veteran and, you know, in a bigger standpoint to where now their anxiety level's higher because they have bills to worry about now for their dog, it just creates, you know, a bad situation.
Right.
And it's no cost to the veteran to come into this program. They can walk right in, get matched with the dog through our process. Once that takes place, the dog is trained and acclimated and home with the right veteran, which is again no cost to the veteran.
Wow.
Do they have to be local, or can veterans contact you from different areas of the nation?
Where we go worldwide with this, we can even reach veterans overseas that may be looking to come back home and have a dog lined up for them or some kind of program they want to walk into. So if our soldiers stayed local, we wouldn't have a lot of the issues we have, but they're not. They go worldwide. So
Right.
do
Hey, well, let me ask you guys this: Has Oprah been there? These guys...
I think she's afraid of us due to our TV's personable skills here.
Yeah. All right, because we're looking for Oprah, because you know. So if she stops by there, tell her, you know, to come on over here. Tell her that Foster's been trying to get her on the show for a year now, and I think she's not getting the messages. So if she stops by there, or Dr. Cosby, either one of them. You know, because I know they understand and love the vet situation. Let me ask you guys this. I got two quick things.
That information on for you, definitely. We have had Congresswoman Tammy Duckworth here. She did do a small TV excerpt on us that will be airing in May. She was going around Wooddale looking at local veteran-owned businesses and companies, which we were one of those on the list.
Great, but when you guys
her and get that to Oprah for you right away.
Yeah, please, man. Now when they came there and did that TV spot, did you guys have your clothes on? Because I know Joe's a model.
I tried to tell Joe that we want to represent our dogs the right way, so we only had on our service vests.
Oh, okay, there you go. See, my kind of guys, I knew that.
Covered the chest, a couple straps here and there, and that's it.
See?
I mean, we are really just like the dogs. We had our access points open for sniffing.
See, that's why that shoot went overtime. See, I know.
It was, do not pet or touch these areas on. It was very good.
See, there you go. At the yellow tape. That's right. Tell me this, guys. Tell me about Get Your Dog On.
Well, Get Your Dog On is our on and offline knowledge base. You know, we're from A to Z. You know, we're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year-round to provide nothing but content to the public and to those that simply want to get their dog on. You know, from this man's content for training tips and tactics to simply being able to have a once-a-week webinar on our website to where you can get online and ask him questions and, you know, and simply being able to provide the public with education. You know, that's our biggest thing, you know, is what to do, how to do, what the biggest problem with the rescue industries are, and simply, you know, same thing that you gentlemen are doing as well.
Real quick, guys, shout out your guys' websites where they can get in contact with you, so everybody knows where they can come help support the fundraising efforts and also get their knowledge on. Just shout out those websites real quick for us.
Absolutely. OnePet1Vet.com, which is right behind here on the left, and Get Your Dog, which is DAWGON.com. And once again, you know, the more money we raise, the more lives we're able to save.
Right.
Period.
That's right.
You know, so
We've attracted so much attention that even locally, we have our local hockey team, which is the Hawks. They have an organization through one of their players, Brian Bickle, Brian and Amanda Bickle Foundation.
Wait a minute. That's the Blackhawks, right?
That's
You're
right.
in Chicago. Why
Yeah,
you say the Hawks then, man? What is that? What's up with that? That's like saying the Clips. You know, I'm just wondering now. You know, it's the Blackhawks. No, hey, that guy Brian, he's a major pit bull guy.
Yeah,
huh?
he's big. Yeah.
Yeah, when we
Yes,
were, yeah.
I've had the luxury of spending the last 2 afternoons with his wife, training their personal dogs, getting them geared up. So when they move back to Canada after the season, she's about to be expecting. So she wants to make sure that she's able to walk her dogs with her baby in the stroller.
Wow.
So
Do you know
just
what?
to show the outreach that we have, we are working with about 7 different local Chicagoland rescues, which had led us to the Blackhawks Foundation, Brian and Amanda Bickle.
Right. You know, that's small world. So we really have to talk because
everyone wants to be on, except that we ration out our gravy for those who deserve it.
oh well, in that case, we never have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, well, you know, Foster's from Chicago. I was born outside of Chicago, so our roots are deep out there. We were just there a couple months ago, palling around with some rescues and stuff like that, and visiting some shelters as well.
Yeah,
so
so
definitely when we come back, we're definitely gonna
right, we'll do a whole video thing on you guys. Huh?
I said, you guys are more than welcome to come by here anytime and leave your resonance of energy with us.
That's right. Hey, as a matter of fact, we're going to get you guys some Pitbull energy drink out there. So, you know, when you go into those long hours of training, and then when Joe gets one of those modeling jobs and, you know, he's standing there in his underwear looking all fine and cute and shit, and, you know, you can run in there with a Pitbull energy drink. But listen.
Well, Fred said they were having a calendar like the Pitbull bombshells.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to get Fred back up because we got to find out about that. We're going to do a centerfold, man. You know, that's it. But
Foster
listen,
just
you guys
trying to
got you guys got to come back, man, because you know, I want to get some video on, and you guys, you know, walk us through the process, you know, so you can be on you know, on
do a live training session with you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you guys got a home here.
So,
and even and when you guys, you know, I mean, when you guys got a veteran who, you know, is not a tough case, but just, you know, I'm a Vietnam vet, bro. So when you guys need something special to offer somebody, a little something to help break them out, to help them, bring them, call us up, bring them on the show, man. Y'all can squeeze somebody in between the two of you, you know? And we just have some fun and, you know, talk about dogs and talk about war and all of whatever it, you know, all right?
Absolutely.
Hey, we want to thank you guys for joining us. That's our buddies from One Pet, One Vet.
See
Such
you guys.
a wonderful organization. You've got their websites. Make sure you tune in and help them raise some money for their programs. These guys, they're doing the real tough work on the front lines, and we just appreciate them so much. We're going to go pay some bills real quick.
And get Paula
And
in
then
here.
we're going to get Paula back in here and rescue some dogs. Hey, Joe, see you
Take care,
guys.
guys.
Peace out, you know?
all right, and gentlemen, thank you very much. And
You'll be back.
okay.
We just getting
Talk to you
started. We just getting started, man. Thanks for coming.
Pitbull Live, a show about dogs, the people that love real issues. Brought to you by Pitbull Energy Drink, available in a wide variety of flavors. WAPB Live will be right back after this dog fact of the day. The best dog to reportedly attract a date is a golden retriever. The worst is a pit bull. Please support your local rescue groups. They do more to support your community than any others. Hey, we're back. You guys are watching Conversations with a Pitbull Live. Hey, wasn't that a wonderful interview, Foster?
It was great.
Those guys are awesome,
Those
man.
guys are awesome, man.
Just the personality and just the level
Yeah.
of commitment, and also just the knowledge is clearly there. Those guys are really on the front lines, and it's cool to see them paired like that. You know, I love to see the pairs going. You got the vet, like special forces dudes are no joke. Like,
Man,
and then you got
he's seen some
and then you got the training aspect, and those dudes are no joke. And he's hey man, they.
But I mean, imagine that, Todd. I mean, you know, just people that rescue dogs, man, and you know, we've been doing this. We know all of the groups, man. You know, we seen the work that goes into rescuing a dog and rehoming it and training it and getting the dog over its abuse and its past and its shock of the shelter and all that.
Especially those power breeds, the
Yeah,
pit bulls
and then putting a dog with someone else who's got drama, that's like, man, that's up there.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it takes a lot. Those guys, man, you guys get all the applause and thanks for us and representing Chicago in a major way. That's awesome. It's good to see you guys are worldwide as well.
Yeah, I knew how to do that. I could do that work.
Oh, yeah?
I do it all the time, but then I wake up, you know, and all of a sudden I'm just right there. I can't do it. Hey, baby, is that Paula?
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Danny.
I wonder if they would have stuck you with a dog when you came back from Vietnam, would we be dealing with your craziness? Like,
yes, we got the
today?
double. We got the double Skype going. If they did that when I
you
came
were
back from
coming out,
Vietnam, man,
what would you be doing?
I'd
Would
be
you
a much
working
better
at,
man.
like Farmers Insurance? Or
No,
something,
I'd probably be like, I would have changed I'd be Barack Obama. You know, I would have been president. I would have made a great president, right?
Man.
Paula, what do you think? Couldn't I be president?
Sure, I'd vote for you.
That's right. Well, I mean, what the heck?
He want to be a calendar model. He wants to put himself in the back of the Pitbull Park Avenue book. He wants to be the president.
That's true.
Like these aspirations, I personally believe in the man. I think he's well on his way to get all of them done.
That's right. Well,
but right now, let's deal with people that are actually doing what it is that they don't have to imagine or whatever. We got Paula here who's actually out there saving some of these dogs.
One day.
In the now. Go, Paula. What do we got this week?
First up, we have Pepper. Sadly, Pepper has found herself at the Babylon Animal Shelter after her home burned down in a fire. This beautiful senior girl witnessed the whole incident as she was chained to her doghouse. She was petrified. Pepper was bred in her younger years and has spent all of her life outdoors on a chain. She is an extremely sweet and loving lady who has a very mellow personality, and she has no issues even with the way she has been treated. Pepper deserves to find a safe and loving home. Let's find this very special girl her new loving home. Babylon Shelter, Babylon, Long Island, New York, and you can call them about her. The number is 631-643-9270. Next up, this beautiful girl is Mona. She has been at the shelter since 2011. 2011. Mona is a very happy and playful young 3-year-old. She's approximately 60 pounds. She is spayed, up to date on vaccination. She's even microchipped. She is heartworm negative. What more could you ask for? She will bring you sunshine every day and be a great exercise partner. Could Mona be your perfect match? She's located at Brookhaven Animal Shelter, Brookhaven, New York. The phone number is 631-286-4940. Now this next goofy guy that we have is Junior. Junior was surrendered with his 4-year companion, Cinnamon. We think he would be okay with another dog. He is so sweet and loves attention from people. He will stick his nose out so you can rub his head. He is heartworm positive, which is treatable.
Wow,
Junior is now with a foster.
Paula, does he come with a convertible?
He shouldn't he?
That's a good-looking dog.
And a scarf.
I know.
I think you just like his hat, Foster. I see how you work, dude. Go ahead. Keep going, Paula. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Junior is now with a foster, but he does need a forever home. So if you can offer him a home, you can call 404-613-9135 or email rescue@babylonpets.com. FultonAnimalServices.com. He is in Atlanta, Georgia. So the convertible would fit right in there, Foster.
There, see?
Yep.
It's Georgia
All right,
Peach.
the next one we have, and I'm sure this little fellow looks familiar. I have had him on here before. I just love Keno. Keno is in Gordon, Arkansas, and Keno has now been fully vetted, and he tested heartworm negative. He is he's neutered. His owners never came forward to claim him, and he is available for adoption. He is an American Bulldog mix with a very sweet personality. You can call Ty for more information on Keno, and that number is 870-406-0273. And I want to send out a special message. Thanks to Amanda for taking this picture of Keno. He looks absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, we have Callie. Callie, this pretty girl is as happy as she can be, and she's rather well fed. She wants nothing more than some attention, and anyone who offers it would be her new best friend. As you can see, she loves kids. She's located at the California City Animal Shelter. The shelter is open daily, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Their number is 760-373-1115. Now we have Mia. Mia is also a return to the show. Mia is now urgent. Mia is a gorgeous mama who was picked up from the streets. Her neighbors said the family moved out of the area and just left her there to die and roam around on the streets. Now she could lose her life at the shelter. She is absolutely stunning and so, so sweet. She has been overbred and neglected. Somebody step up and save this girl before they take her life. She is also located at the California City Animal Shelter. And again, the shelter is open every day, 8 to noon. And their number is 760-373-1115. And I have to let you guys know, our buddy Hooch from last week and Sweet Bridget, who was thrown off of the bridge, they are both safe.
Yay! Hey, the stuff works.
Hey,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
Every little bit helps, as you can see. If you guys didn't get that information, make sure you hit up Paula on Paul's Pit Parade on Facebook.
Absolutely. And Fred, we got like 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes left. What do you got to say?
I want to hear his thoughts about those our guys from One Pet One Vet. Like, what do you have to?
I think they're great. I think what they're doing is great. But I think one of the things that has been big this week is Cesar Millan had a show called Love My Pitbull. And I don't know if you saw it. It was on Animal Planet. And there's been a great debate on whether or not that show was helpful or hurtful to pit bulls. Did you guys see it?
I don't have cable.
My TV,
my rabbit ears.
My DVR has got something about it. It's like it just can't record certain stuff. I don't know.
I see. Well, and I can understand why it would not record Caesar, but it's interesting because he did have a show on. He did show, he did go over the history of pit bulls, and there's a burning debate on whether the show helped or hurt pit bulls and put them in a separate category, or whether because of his celebrity he got a lot of more people to pay attention to the pit bull issue and play. And so it's an interesting thing. But one thing I did want to say about those guys is,
what did you think?
You say you're a Vietnam vet, Foster, and virtually all of the Vietnam dogs did not make it home because they were considered equipment.
Wow.
And they really got a raw deal. And I was under the impression that there had been a law passed where now some of the dogs can come home if they feel like they can make it in civilian life.
Yeah.
So, and I hope that's true.
Yeah. Now that I think they treat them so, such a different way. So,
Yeah.
But Fred, but what did you think about that show? I got 1 minute.
I was torn. I mean, on the one hand, it made it seem like pit bulls are a separate case that need a little bit more attention than other dogs. On the other hand, I kind of liken it to Michael Vick. I don't like what Michael Vick did, but without him having done it, we would never have had the ability to tell the American people that fighting dogs can be rehabilitated and change laws that formerly required the automatic euthanization of fighting dogs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like that his celebrity and the fact that he probably had a lot of people watching, it was good to see pit bulls out there, good to see well-behaving pit bulls, good to see the puppy pit bulls. A lot of the controversy is that they feel they use as negative training.
Right.
And my feeling is that, you can't, that may be true, but if you can help the American people's view of pit bulls, I'm willing to forgive that for that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think sometimes, like, you got to give cats some slack, even without having seen it. I think that even if it just gets us talking, I think that there's just like most things, there's some good and some bad that comes with everything. I mean, when we did our first intro for the show, somebody said, "Hey, man, one of those dogs in there got a choke collar on," like some footage that we used from one of the events we went to. I'm like, okay, cool, that's easily edited. Thanks for telling us, like, educate us so that we can know. So I think people are a lot of people are smarter than we give credit for, and hopefully it does shed some light, or maybe even just let people that are on top of it get their little foot in and talk about the real issues and bring some real perspectives to it.
So maybe I'll get a chance to talk to Caesar at some point, and we can rehash some stuff, and who knows, Bottom line is, like you said, he's bringing attention to the dogs, and that's a good thing.
The title of the show is "Love My Pit Bull," and he showed Junior, and he showed Daddy, and those. I mean, and you could tell from watching him that he really loved Daddy, and that Daddy was, I mean, he was a big part of his life, and he was there when nobody knew who he was.
Me too.
And it was beautiful.
Well, we love everybody out there that helped participate and make the show what it is. We want to thank Fred, Paula, our guys over there from One Pet, One Vet for joining us. Everybody out there that's watching the show. What should they do to subscribe to the YouTube channel?
That's right. That was me and Daddy knew him when nobody knew who he was.
Yes, that's true.
So
I was hoping you'd have a little picture of you.
I knew Daddy very well when Daddy was a little Daddy.
Where should they subscribe to the YouTube channel?
Oh, go to Foster's Animal World on YouTube, and you're probably there already if you're watching this and see all of our stuff. And sorry about that.
Join this page, right?
Yes, go to the Facebook Breeder X support group. Join that, and we're going to be launching the premiere event. Probably going to be Memorial Day. It's going to be 1 million views in 1 week. 1 million in 1 week. That's what we're going to go for, and we'll know tomorrow if it's going to be Memorial Day or not, or if we got to push it back. But thank you so much.
Till next week,
Fred,
guys.
Paula, the guys from One Pet for One Vet. Love you so much.
Get your pit bull energy drink on.
Get your pit bull.
See you guys next week.
On.
I'm a pit bull, and I approve this message.